One key component of the spiritual awakening journey is we must be able to observe the happenings of day to day life with non attachment, being just the witness. Of course, at one level, we find we are deeply personal. We are the person that has made certain choices and gotten into a particular situation. And it feels like I am the body and mind, and I have to think and do better things to resolve the situation that I am in right now. So we are burdened with choice. We are burdened with responsibility of needing to do better, doing the right thing, and creating a solution for whatever problem or challenge we find ourselves in. At one level, that is our reality. But at a subtler, deeper, truer level, we are only the silent witness to everything that is unfolding, including the thinking and doing process of the body and mind. So we find ourselves at both levels, the relative, where we are the doer, and the more subtler, truer level, where we are only the watching of the whole movie of the body and mind doing things in a world, encountering challenges and solving them. So how do we balance both levels? Let's try to shed some light on that today. This topic isn't really one where you think about it a lot in order to try to understand it. It's more about trying to feel into it, become intuitive about it. Compare it to when you are going to watch a movie and on the screen you see a whole life of a character playing out in that movie world. And while we are watching that character go through all of his or her trials and tribulations, it's like we identify with that character. In a way, we watch that movie as we are that character and we are encountering those challenges and overcoming them. And we are watching the character thinking and doing their best to resolve every conflict they come up against. And so from one side, we totally feel their journey. We identify with that character. We sort of become that character. We completely forget ourselves and we become that character and we like become part of that world. See the power of identification, right? But at another level, we are only ever the watching of the movie. So from one side, we are totally identified as the character that needs to think and do to resolve. And it's like we have taken on that point of view. But at a subtler and truer level, we are only ever the watcher of the movie appearing on the screen. From the character's point of view, there's choice, there's a path, there is a journey, there are things to be done. But from the watcher perspective, there is only an appearance appearing on the screen, images appearing on the screen. Try to feel how that example is relevant in our day to day experience. It's difficult, it's subtle, but everything we call reality, everything we call my life, see it as an identification. Your true self is sort of hypnotized into the perspective of this body mind. And from this point of view, there are daily challenges, There is choice. There are things that need to be resolved and done. And that's this point of view. But if you sort of relax your focus, if you access a subtler, truer aspect of yourself, you are only the silent, formless, desireless, uninvested witness, watcher, awareness of the entire movie that we call me and my life. The entire experience of this world and the body and mind thinking and doing things in that world, it's like an image appearing in awareness. And yes, I strongly appear to be the mind and body that is thinking and doing in this world, forging my own path, going towards my destiny, the things that I want and prefer. But at a subtler and truer level, I am only the witness. I am not this body mind. I am not invested in what happens inside of the movie. And from the personal perspective, it does feel like I have control and I can do things. And that's okay. I try my best. I, from the personal perspective, I feel like I have to think of a solution and implement that solution, act on it, and experience its outcome. But from the watcher perspective, you can see that even thinking to create a solution is actually being witnessed. And what's coming in a thought level and an action level is also just part of the script. It's also part of the character, the body mind's destiny. And it's just unfolding. So once again, this isn't something to think about so much. It's more about like learning to feel and recognize it in the day-to-day happenings, starting here and now. Even the coming of this video in your experience, you did not choose. What you are thinking about this video, you are not choosing. Even the thoughts you think you are choosing to think about what you are hearing right now are just things that are appearing in your mind. From the personal point of view, it does feel like I am thinking, I am watching, I am deciding to do this over that. But at a subtler level, recognize that this is just an experience that has now appeared in your witnessing and will soon pass and be replaced by another experience. So here and now, recognize that subtler, truer part of yourself, which is only the witness. From the body mind's perspective, you are listening right now. You are experiencing this world. You are thinking, feeling. But what you are thinking, what you are feeling is also being watched by that subtlest, truest, formless self that you essentially are. Accessing that, recognizing yourself to be that more than just this body mind, right? Growing in the understanding of ourselves as that silent, subtler, truer witness, watcher. That is the way to learn to be able to remain non-attached throughout all the happenings of life. Because, if we go through this whole life just with the understanding that I am this body mind, it is deeply painful. We are so attached to the good and so resistant to the unpleasant. And so we really ride the highs and lows of life. And our understanding is so limited. We are just sort of like trapped in the movie. Only through the spiritual practice, as we begin to discover our true nature, we start to naturally gain the capacity to be non attached to the happenings of the day to day life of the body mind. We gain a little freedom from being so attached to the story that is playing. We gain the freedom of recognizing that I'm not the doer. I am not the body mind. I am not the one struggling, resisting, suffering. And so this is like such a beautiful thing. And it's something that we have to practice towards, you know? This is not something we just read once or watch a video about and then that's our experience. It's like it requires to take a deeper look at our experience. It requires us to really care about growing spiritually. And notice how we can't even do that if we are so attached and resistant to the happenings of day to day life. Because the more we are so invested in the character's world, the more that attachment will forbid us from seeing things truly. Just like when you go watch a movie, the more invested and lost you are in that movie world, the less you will have any knowledge of yourself as only the watcher of the movie. You will just be part of that world. So it is this way, like our own attachment to this experience, to this idea that I am this body mind, it binds us to this appearance. Now we are learning to become non attached, recognizing ourselves as only the witness. And so we start to be able to see this entire experience of the body mind living in a world objectively rather than subjectively. For the remainder of the video, I'm going to be sharing with you some simple tips that you can implement on a daily basis to recognize yourself as only the watcher. Okay. And if you feel that it will help you to be part of other people, a community of other people who are also practicing these same teachings, make sure to join our free community down below. I'll link it in the description. So the first tip I have for you is a very practical one. Whenever you find yourself in a difficult situation, notice how your instant impulse is to resist and fight and try to change. The mind thinks this is a bad situation. I shouldn't be experiencing this, and I must do everything I can to fix this situation into something good and impose my will, my idea of what's right onto this situation. So, in order to be more so of a silent witness, relax that response. Don't give in so easily to that response. Watch it arise, and then you try to just relax yourself away from it. Relax your firm opinion about what is good and what is bad for the moment. Allow the situation to unfold. Just even reflect on your life. There have been so many times where what you thought was good ends up becoming something bad. And what you thought was bad ends up becoming your greatest blessing. So realize that it is very immature and unwise to react so strongly to the things that happen. You don't know the true nature of the things that happen. Our point of view is very limited to the current place and time. Whereas you have to allow the true nature of things to reveal themselves. What appears as good right now may turn into something bad. What appears as bad right now may lead to something good. So remain without reaction, without resistance, without fighting. Allow things to unfold. Allow your journey to go through its ups and downs without you riding those ups and downs with reaction. You will find that you naturally feel a greater contentment and peace in the midst of chaos. And it allows you to recognize your truer place as only the watcher. You have to practice this in the hardest of times when your initial impulse is reactivity. I've found in my practice that the more I practice this in difficult times, the more I grow in this knowledge. So I invite you to do that. Next thing that I will recommend you implement is a daily meditation practice. Sit down twice per day for 20 to 30 minutes each session, morning and evening. You close your eyes and you guide your attention away from thinking towards the sense of being, the sense of existence. I am. Recognize yourself as only the watcher, the witness. Be aware of being aware. Again and again, when thoughts arise and you find yourself lost in thoughts, guide your noticing back inward to yourself, the subject, the watcher, I, being aware. Again and again, ground yourself in wordless, judgmentless, thoughtless awareness, presence, beingness. By doing this, you will experience your true nature of just watching, observing more and more. You will be more and more grounded in the truth of yourself rather than what you appear to be as the body and mind. Without the daily meditation practice, you will find it very difficult to remain non-attached in challenging moments. Many videos on meditation on this channel. So if after this one you need to learn more about that, check out any of the videos on this channel, the guided meditations. They will all guide you into how to practice. The next tip that I have for you is just learning to see that the person, the body mind, is not your true nature. The person is an ever changeful experience. Just see how much the person has changed your entire life. Everything you have believed yourself to be has changed up till this moment, and it will continue to change. The body is endlessly changeful. You know you are not the body that used to be. Now it's this body appearing to be you. Soon this body will also be something different. The body is not a consistent, stable self. It is also a changeful experience, just like the circumstance you're experiencing right now. Same thing with the mind. The thoughts that you are experiencing, they're constantly in a changeful flux. They come and go. Everything you believe to be true, it's a changeful thing. The beliefs you used to hold are no longer the beliefs you currently hold. They are changeful. There's no stability in them. They are not the subject. They are not the self. The personality you used to be now is a different personality. And in coming time, it will be different. Personality is also changeful. Your self-image, the person you think you are, the ideas you have about who you are, your story, all of these are also changeful. There's no stability in any of them. So in the spiritual journey, it is very important to observe the person as an object. You are not the person. You are that which is aware, formless, unchanging. And you observe, you witness the person and the world. So objectify the person and recognize that the person is what I appear to be, but it is not my true identity. There's something truer. There is more to me than just the person I appear to be. And that's really what the spiritual quest is all about. Growing in the realization of my true self, my true nature. And the last tip I have for you today: surrender to life's unfolding. You appear to be the doer. You appear to have choice. Let it appear so. But recognize that from a subtler, truer place, all things are just unfolding. And there is a life story that is playing, of which you are only the watcher. Surrender and be at peace. There are many videos on surrender on this channel as well. And I have a whole playlist on surrender and how to surrender. You can check that out. It will greatly help. Meditation, surrender, learning to objectify the person and observe the person going through all of its ups and downs. It is all part of the spiritual practice that we do here. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Check out all the resources in the description box for greater help and support in your spiritual journey. Best of luck, and let me know if you have any questions and insights. Have a good day.